Welcome back, everybody. It's June 26th. June is almost finished. And then we're entering Cancer season. We might already be there. It might be happening today. Guess what other season it is? At the station, our old school listeners know it's Cobra season at the station, guys. I see them every day, and in my place, they're here. For people that don't know or are new listeners, the station is located in an ancient and auspicious location for lots of different kinds of wildlife, much of which is not around anymore. But one of the types of wildlife are giant king cobras, and also the multi-headed ones, like dinosaurs. It's a dinosaur area, so people that like dinosaurs, they would like this, and so we have and they get huge. I mean, just massive dinosaur size, and I anticipate it every year, especially because and every year that goes by, that my kitchen cottage, which has been blitzed for years now, basically since lockdown, is a real jungle. It's like a junkyard rack a mess, and it's totally the rain just comes right in. So I had to recently move. I still cook in there, but I had to move anything that was move everything out, basically. It's like camping. It's like camping. And they hang out in there. That's like their main zone because it's a good hunting area, and there's trees and stuff next to it. And they like to slither around the trees and slither around. There's lots of stuff for them to hide in and hunt in, and it's good. And they look really good and healthy, these guys. I saw a smaller, maybe I'd say he was a 6-footer, all black, Cobra, normal size, about 6 feet. And then today I saw a good fatty, right in the. They like to cameo. They hang out in the kitchen, and then they can tell when I'm awake. Because they were most of the ones that hang out here were born here, so they have a relationship with me, and they know I'm basically kind of their mother in a way, or their fairy godmother or something, because they don't attack me, and they also don't attack the dogs. In fact, the dogs, they'll bark at them, and they do get real leisurely, and just kind of when there's seasons where they like to hang out directly in the garden, and they sunbathe, and they coil up and raise up, and then they stare at the sun like a trance. They do the Cobra trance. For most people, this would be some kind of horror movie. I think it would give people heart attacks, this. And they could do the wrong thing very easily. And I'm not sure, because they're very sensitive to smell. So they know they're born in the smell of this is their home or their birthplace. Basically, the station is it's like their original village, and so they know I'm not dangerous, but they're respectful. They kind of like they feel the vibrations of me moving around, the dogs moving around, and then they crawl up. They go and hide. They get out of the way. They're conscious of not being direct. They don't want to be directly in the environment. They also are afraid of the dogs in a way. They know that if they pose a threat, then the dogs could go for them. So they're smart. But man, the fatty that was in there this morning, and like going up around, I passed through the doorway, which is really like a Depression era cartoon, and I was starting fire and bringing like twigs and stuff in, because I have to keep everything out, and then I was like, like scooting around or whatever, and then right as I turned to go back through the door, I saw the body of Fatty. This thing must have been like 12 inches in circumference, just the body 12 inches. That means he is big. Yeah. I already told one of my neighbors there's little kids, and they're real stupid. I said, I told one of my neighbors who's actually kind of a nice person. They're one of the few who's never directly done anything to me, and he's got a kid who's practically, he rides his little bicycle and stuff, and it's so jungly here. And a lot of the kids have really bad ideas, and I've seen them try to poke at snakes and stuff. Like they're like, ooh, they'll see the hole and they'll like start sticking sticks at it. And I told them, I said, you tell your son he needs to stay he needs to stay in the open places and in the road and not go anywhere near anything. Because now is the time, and they attack. They kill people here. Snakes. The animal kingdom is very interesting. They're great mentors and spiritual teachers, as everybody basically knows. Most people. But because people do stuff to them, and they don't, it's not like tit for tat, like that people do stuff to them, and they just get away. They have good solutions, animals, and they're mostly peaceful, really. They really are, and so. Even though it's a bit creepy, it could be kind of scary, mostly because we don't have electricity. At night, it's scary, definitely. I've had to make some modifications recently in where I sleep, and just kind of sort of clean out, kind of shift any areas where they would like to go and hide and stuff, because they will come in, and I can tell when they're inside. In some ways, I've kind of become like them. I think anyone kind of does. Once you live in you get jungly, then you can start to feel them. just as much as they can feel you. And so I thought, okay, if a cobra comes in my room at this point, if they go and hide somewhere, I don't go freaking out. I will sleep in the room with it, and it will go out. You know, the dogs can feel it. They'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa. It kind of makes them crazy, but I figured out how to cool them down too. In the case, but we've reduced the ways for them to come in. But every time I see the snake these days, I remember one of my favorite movies of all, Romancing the Stone. I still think every single day that was one of the greatest movies ever made. It's so good. If I owned a TV station, I would have that on every single day. It would be playing every single day, like twice a day, like daytime and nighttime. Romancing the Stone, in both the series, because there was like two of them. The Jewel of the Nile and Romancing the Stone would be playing every day. And there's this scene in Romancing when they're in the jungle and they're inside some crashed airplane in the jungle, and they're gonna have to stay the night there. And a snake starts slithering behind Kathleen Turner, who is knocked out beautiful. And they're both really handsome, and anyways, but she's like, and he's like, and she's facing her, and he says, "Don't move," and she kind of looks over, and she's like, "Oh," and he takes the machete and hacks it, and then cooks it, which snake meat is really good. It is good. I have had that before. In that situation, that basically is the right thing to do, you know. But always, every time I see the snakes, it's like my life becomes Romancing the Stone for a couple months every year, especially until the kitchen cottage gets fixed, which I sometimes wonder if that's ever going to happen. I wonder, because there's no way I can touch it now. No. I've even paid people to help me fix that, and it was incredible how they robbed me. I mean, it was just incredible, you know. It was like, okay, you can't get any, you know. I have to do it myself, and it's dangerous. And I often don't. I don't have the energy or you know. But it's like an experience. It gives me good. It makes me. It's kind of good. It's kind of a good thing in some ways. It can be really wild though, because now is monsoon, so if it's raining and pouring down, there's times when I don't eat for like 3 days, you know, because everything's wet. There's no way to make fire. I don't want to make fire in my room because you have to burn like plastics and stuff to get the fire going. I'm just like, screw it, you know. I'm like fasting. Yeah. It's nice. It's not nice, but it is nice. Because eventually it goes away. Like today the sun is out, and that's good. I'm happy. And man, the sauna treatment last night, I was like, oh my God, it's really hard. It's really like, really jungly, you know, really jungly. It makes you feel like a wild animal, because you are a wild animal, being treated like one, for sure. Yeah. So, collective listeners, I'm getting the cards ready here. Maybe you can hear it. So, we basically almost never have enough electricity to run the program. I do make recordings. I do readings. Some of them are really good, but unfortunately, you know, due to the lack of electric, they just don't get up. So if this one makes it in, it's likely it won't have a picture show. It'll be more like a radio cast. If I could manage that, even that. Yeah. But I like reading. Especially in these good transits going into cancer. I've had a lot of really nice cancer friends in my life, and I always get along with cancer people. We joke a lot. I noticed that me and the cancers always we can joke a lot, and I like that, and they can get they're really good at being in the house. They like, you know, the typical things, homely. They're homely, but they also like going. They're also really jaunty and like getting out and stuff. Yeah. Let's get into it. I'm going to smoke and read, you guys. Let's do it. Spirit of the Cobra, snake, animal totem. Very good teacher there. Let's go. What would you like to say? The station, like, it really is like a horror movie now, because there's giant snakes that slither out of the broken, dilapidated witch kitchen, and just slithers out, plops. People see this when they walk by. There are all these snakes slithering out of my place. It's good security. You need security here. Someone tried to cut one of my trees yesterday. I thought, man, you would think that you would at least have enough sense not to go over there, considering the snakes and all the bugs. There's these like microscopic little like things that get under your skin and stuff. I've been in the jungle, in the real jungles, like in South America, in Mexico, stuff like that. And I really didn't like it. And yeah, of course it was beautiful and incredible, but the bugs, the you know, it's a good it puts you in your place. That it makes you realize how out of control you are. That it's in control and in ways that you never even thought of. When you look at your skin and all of a sudden it's like, ew, oh my God, picking things, you know. Yeah. I've always I went to a chicha party in the middle of the jungle once. That was really good. It was scary too. It was really scary. Yeah, I was scared. Yes, chicha. Let us begin. Ten of Hearts, excellent. Six of Clubs, Clovers. Yeah. Okay, they just gave us. No, we're taking that one. Oh, with the Queen of Hearts, excellent. So this is Gemini, and yeah. And this is also, we've got this completion and transition and a very loving energy with the Ten of Hearts, a flower energy, and all that, a lot of victory in there. So this is really good. And with the Queen of Hearts and the Queen of, because the Queen of Hearts is present also with the Six and the Ten of Hearts, so that is a seriously increased love energy. Some people might be experiencing that, and amidst difficult situations. Difficult situations bring a lot of growth always, and they pass and they change. Sometimes you have more control over that. Sometimes you have less control or no control over that. But you can try to get something good and use the experience. Use the diversity of your emotions and your psychology to bring yourself into a victory and a lot of growth with that Six of Clubs, Clovers, really positive growth. And then all of this is being heightened with that Ten of Hearts and the Queen of Hearts, and it's a 16. And so this is so a lot of people definitely had some revelations in June. That's really good. There was a lot of changes, shifts. There was so we're getting communications also. I was listening to a previous reading that I did in the beginning of June, which I really liked, and which is June began with the eruption of Mount Etna, which I listened to. I did a reading with Mount Etna when that occurred, and which is, not out. None of the readings from June are out, and this relief. It was very good. This the energy of that reading, the messages that were coming from Mount Etna, and a lot of other things were chiming in, and changing your mind. Sometimes people can be very stubborn with their mind, or every time, mostly people, the mind is very stubborn. You'd be surprised how easy it is for you to change your mind on things. Like the Cobra. I mean, this is like the Cobra is bringing in the reading. It's like, okay, well, I could be screaming my brains out, crying, having a crisis, freaking out with these seriously killer snakes, but I'm not. And I've came to terms many years ago. I was like, this could be like 1, 2, 3 over. It could bite me. In that case, I would die. And just right then. There would be no remedy or attempted remedy. That would just be it, and I accept that, and I would say I'm more protective of the dogs. Of course, if that occurred, if I died, then. But I think a lot about. I've been thinking a lot about death, the transfer that occurs, the metaphysical transfer that occurs in death. People that were very close to me died after lockdown up until now, sometimes 2 in 1 year. It was very difficult, but I speak with them. I have conference with them. I talk to them. A lot of basically all my best friends are dead, and I try to communicate with them in this time, not just for myself, but in general. Communication. Oh, one thing I did notice for the ghost world, in the spirit world, I noticed that this month in June, that shifted quite a bit. That changed. And I noticed that there's quite a lot of spiritual energies that are not present at all. And a lot of ghost energies that aren't present. And that seems to happen in very specific times of transition for human beings or people that are in this, what I consider to be a type of purgatory. Human life is a type of purgatory that we are in now. And it seems like as we travel our connection to spiritual things or ghostly things, the closeness to those things does significantly change. And seriously, in times when judgment, when karma, when recognizing your own responsibility to yourself and to who you are and how you affect the world, and in times when that's really impertinent and things like that, sometimes the ghost world and the spirit world they seem to be less present. Kind of like take the, for example, some, people make the example of a bicycle and training wheels, and they're whoever's helping them, an adult or just an older kid, and they're like, they're there, they're kind of monitoring things. Well, they kind of have to disappear, not be there to catch you, or removing support, removing presence in order to make you realize how to make you more responsible for yourself. Like the Cobra is completely responsible for himself. They're it's a very independent energy, like the snake. Very independent. They're always alone, basically. I see them always alone. They're like a loner. They have a loner energy, independence. I think that they signify independence quite a bit more than people recognize. They always get associated with transformation and the shedding of the skin, or the aurora borealis, which the aurora borealis definitely brings in other translations, which readers or people that do mystical studies and stuff, they'll be able to tap into more meaning with that. And there's the if you want to bring in the tarot on this, we want to translate this as a tarot, we have the Ten of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. This is incredibly favorable energy. And you might be experiencing Ten of Cups things, but among things that don't feel like Ten of Cups, which is also good, because something that you might have thought would be a Ten of Cups, you can get and then realize how you're like, well, I thought this was a Ten of Cups, but actually it's not giving me it's not matching me, it's not what I want anymore. It's not which is a good thing also. And it's a good thing to have aspirations and goals or visions of a Ten of Cups, and then it's good to get it, to get the thing that you wanted, and then sometimes you get the thing that you wanted, but you get it way down the line when it doesn't suit you anymore. And that in itself is a Ten of Cups, which is a victory, to have received it, and then also to have realized that you have gone beyond an earlier vision. It's a good way to recognize growth, become very coherent, to be able to feel good about yourself. There's a lot of confidence in the Six of Clubs here, Six of Wands. Obviously, it is a winning victory card. And next to, in between the Ten of Hearts and the Queen of Hearts, it's an ultimate victory. And there is an ultimate victory in the air. It's a very good time to clean. It's a very good time to let go of, get into the transformation, get into a new life, and let go of old things. Old identities or whatever. It's really a lot of garbage, getting rid of garbage things. And I know that it's difficult for a lot of people when they realize that maybe their relationships aren't really parallel anymore, or friendships or whatever, but and sometimes they don't know how to move on, even though they have seriously moved on already, but they don't know how to cut the cord, seal the deal, or whatever. They don't want to hurt someone, or this is sad, or sometimes they will hurt somebody or offend someone or make some kind of thing to try to make it easier, but that's not good, sometimes you need to assert yourself, in some cases, but just being like the snake and just tend to yourself. You don't need to explain yourself to anybody or be sidetracked or distracted from where you are in this moment. Some people to be present. It's very present, and there's a lot of positivity in it, and celebration in it, and in a lot of areas in the world, the summer is happy. It's like prime summertime. It's often very beautiful. The sun is there. The flower, people can be outside. People can. There's a lot of happiness always that comes with the summertime, and that's really nice. And with the Queen of Hearts, who's also giving that independence again, and the Queen of Cups. Her cup is full. Her cup is full. Overflowing. Even. But with her energy and with a lot of realization there. So we're gonna we're gonna just take one more card here before we close the reading. Look, Jack of Hearts. That's my A Fool in Love card there. So that's really nice. Coming, looking at the Queen of Hearts, new love. A lot of the independence is present again, and that young feeling, and the Fool. And his mind is very good. He's like in love. So just a lot of fear is removed from the picture here. And since this is a collective reading, that's showing me that a lot of the collective is less fearful. They're they're in the Fool in Love energy. Whoa, with the 10 of Diamonds coming underneath the 10 of Hearts. Very practical, very grounded, and we got that's a 10-10 gate right there. So October, they're talking to us about October. That's good. So that's telling me that this energy is going to be present and around until October. That's really nice. It's very stable, very, very stable, and it's about creating your own stability, not panicking. You don't panic, it's all in your mind, and allowing positive things to occur within you, no matter what. Not letting other things drive the boat on your feelings or your psyche. Good whimsical energy with that Jack of Hearts. Yeah, okay. So 7 of Hearts underneath the 6 of Clubs Clovers. That's really good. Really, really good. That's people's spirituality, mystics, and connecting with God, connecting with the Holy Spirit, connecting with the natural world, and really creating a seat, a nice seat, and moving forward. And there's a lot of freedom energy in this. 2 of Diamonds, yeah. And coming underneath the Queen of Hearts, so that's, good meetings, coming together, putting pieces together, finding the right thing, and something that really seriously matches your value system. Obviously, from what you've created in this scenario, in these energies, meeting your value and improving and becoming more valuable as a self. sometimes I call this card the Diamond Vision card. That's also seeing a lot of different, not seeing a lot of different possibilities, being experimental minded, allowing yourself to meditate on things, not jumping. This is a very mature energy, and this is getting something very solid. And this can apply to relationships and stuff. This can also be twin flames, soulmates, being able to initiate something that you've been wanting to initiate for a long time, and it's very ready. And there's been a lot of work put into it because it's in the diamond energy. It's been pressurized and yes. This is also speaking of the middle way and the diamond way. So the lessons of the Buddha and the mystics come with that. Having really earned something. Once you get to a point or something that you really worked for, you strived for, to reach it is really good. It's really good. Some people, this can also represent marriage or couples, epiphanies also. So let's just get one more. All right. This one. Okay. Oh, no. They want to talk, and we've already. Okay, look, 4 of Hearts. Excellent. Perfect. See? For love. I'm getting making your choices. What will help you feel more lovely? What will help you feel more proud? But self-respect, to be honorable with yourself, and know that you did for love, the best thing for love, and this is very stable. This is very stable. This is 4 corners. This is a stable foundation. These are things that make sense and are very positive. Yeah. 10 of clubs, clovers, and will help you and take you directly to putting away the burden and not having to carry the heavy weight of old things anymore. So that's what we've got here, guys. And I'm so glad we were able to chime in with y'all. Boy, that was a long one. I didn't expect it. I was really thinking I would just do like a little 10-minute one there. I hope this gets up. Like I said, it looks like we might be having to do a little bit of a radio cast style video program here for some while, or just not really putting up any videos at all. We just plain can't do it. But to anybody who is subscribed, thank you. Thank you for listening and tuning in to the station here, and an important, very important season for all of us. I think so. And I will keep reading and recording and and chime in when I can. So, as always, it is my pleasure to read with you and for you. This is Karma Control TV Radio and Radio for the Blind.
Thank you for calling Karma Control TV Radio and Radio for the Blind.